Hello there and a very good evening. You're watching Primetime News on TV1. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Dasni Athada. Let's start off with a look at tonight's headlines.
JVP prepares to move a motion of no confidence against the government.
මේ ඇවිල්ලා රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මහත්තයාගේ කොන්ත්‍රාත්තුවක් තමයි මේ කරන්නේ.
Army commander assures security, requests parents to send children to schools. 89 suspects have been arrested over the April 21st attacks. Parliament employee held in custody for 90 days under detention orders. CID probes ex-Defence Secretary Hemasiri Fernando and IGP Pujit Jayasundara.
The joint opposition has presented a no-confidence motion in Parliament against Minister Rishad Badiuddin. While action is yet to be taken on this proposal of the no-confidence motion, the Janata Vimukti Perumuna says they will present a no-confidence motion against the government.
We know that around 300 lives were lost in the April 21st attacks. A large number of properties were also damaged. On the 13th, shops and houses were attacked by organized groups to incite communal violence. We are on the stance that those were incidents that could have been prevented. The lives of the people are at risk when there are leaders who have given up and who doesn't care about the security of the people. So this government should be sent home. So a no-confidence motion should be passed against this government, including the Prime Minister, Defence Secretary and the Cabinet of Ministers. So we are hoping to present a no-confidence motion to Parliament tomorrow.
The Janata Vimukti Peramuna is presenting a no-confidence motion against the government tomorrow at a time there are divisions within the United National Party with regard to the no-confidence motion against Minister Rishad Badiuddin.
We request Minister Rishad Badiuddin to resign from his ministerial position and make way to conduct the investigations into the attacks that took place on Easter Sunday. If not, I will have to vote in favour of the no-confidence motion against him.
Quoting MP Kavinda Jayawardena, the Ceylon Today and Maubima reported, he will stand with the decision made by the people of this country. He has also said that he should act in a manner that will serve justice to the Catholic community. MP Hector Apuhamis said he is hoping to make an explanation in this regard in Parliament tomorrow.
The JVP has all of a sudden brought a no-confidence motion. They are carrying out a contract of Ranil Wickremesinghe. There is a large number of MPs who have gotten together to strengthen the no-confidence motion brought forward by the opposition. So we inform the general public that this is being done to prevent the UNP from splitting. The JVP is bringing forward a no-confidence motion to safeguard the government. The Prime Minister spoke to his team and informed that the government is splitting. They are once again attempting to save the UNP and the government through the JVP. We remind the people that they have launched a contract to destroy the country.
විනාශයට පත් කිරීමේ කොන්ත්‍රාත්තුව තමයි මේ දියත් කරන්න කියන එක විශේෂයෙන්ම අපි සිහිපත් කරනවා.
The opposition has presented a no-confidence motion against Rishad Badiuddin. It was presented before this motion, so it will be given priority when taken up for debate. After that, the no-confidence motion against the government will be taken up. But we are hoping to have a discussion with the opposition leader to see if this no-confidence motion can be taken up first. With this approval, I think we will be able to take up this no-confidence motion against the government.
The party leaders, including Mahinda Rajapaksha, will meet the day after tomorrow. We will make a decision together as a party, but we will first try to figure out the motive of the JVP behind this motion.
No, it is not to suppress. The Speaker will have to fix a date for both motions.
There were several no-confidence motions against the government. We have won in every instance. There was a conspiracy on the 26th of October. We won that too. The security of this country is more important now.
There is no issue. We have faced no-confidence motions. We can face anything. The leader of the party and the United National Party can manage it.
Meanwhile, MP Udaya Gamanpilla responded to a statement made by Minister Lakshman Kiriyala on the no-confidence motion filed against Minister Rishad Badiuddin.
Leader of the House, Minister Lakshman Kiriyala, had recently made a statement to the Daily Mirror newspaper saying that the no-confidence motion has a lot of shortcomings and the Speaker will have to reject it. The minister said that even the date on the proposal was incorrect.
There are no legal errors in the motion. The best example to prove this is that it has already been added to the agenda, as ordered by the Speaker on the 17th of May. This has been added to the agenda. I think Kirialla has not seen it. We are hoping to ask the Speaker to allocate a date as soon as possible for this to be debated, taking into consideration the current situation in the country. We will make this request at the party leaders' meeting.
Now, following are the views expressed by the UPFA MPs on the no-confidence motion presented against the government.
When the Provincial Council Election Act was presented to Parliament, the government lacked 3 votes to obtain the 2/3 majority. Then, with the vote of 6 parliamentarians representing JVP, the election system of the provincial councils were changed. Also, when Mahinda Rajapaksa became the Prime Minister on the 26th of October, it was the JVP led by Anurakumara Dissanayake which tried to oust Mahinda Rajapaksa and bring back Ranil Wickremesinghe to the post of Prime Minister. We saw how Vijitha Herath took the leadership to defeat the no-confidence motion with a smile back then. The party leaders' meeting will be held tomorrow before the Parliament convenes. The no-confidence motion against Rishad Badiuddin has been included in the parliamentary agenda. There is a possibility of a decision being taken at the party leaders' meeting tomorrow, where leaders of the JVP will also be present to provide priority to the no-confidence motion against the government before the no-confidence motion against Rishad Badiuddin. This is the real ambition. When that motion is taken up, the group who were to leave the UNP as well as Minister Rishad Badiuddin will start supporting the government. The TNA also will be left with no choice but to support the government for the sake of their future political plans. We think that this is nothing but an endeavour to beat this no-confidence motion and to strengthen the government further.
The link between Rishad Badiuddin and Anurakumara Dissanayake is the person who was a nationalist nomination representing the JVP and the one who provided financial resources to aid the April 21st attacks. He provided financial support to the JVP and he was entered into the national list of JVP. It is not a surprise that Anurakumara Dissanayake is coming forward to protect the government. The Muslim community think that this motion of no confidence has been brought against them. No, this is not brought forward against the Muslim community. This has been brought forward against a certain individual. We saw the history. From 2015 up until now, the JVP fiercely represented Ranil Wickremesinghe. They did not represent the people of this country at any point. They were depending on Ranil Wickremesinghe all the time and received rewards for that. Now the government is unstable. We saw how JVP operated during the previous motions of no confidence. Though they come before the people and oppose the government, internally the JVP has been the protector of the government.
Parliamentarian SP Dissanayake arrived at the Sri Rajopavanaramiya in Gatambay today.
During his visit, the parliamentarian called on Venerable Kappatiagoda Sri Vimala Thero and explained the prevailing political situation in the country.
The Army Commander Lieutenant General Mahesh Senanayake and Minister of Education Akila Viraj Karyavasam requests all parents to send their children to school without any fear.
Even though a special security program was in place when reopening schools for the second term due to various rumours and unconfirmed information, parents were hesitating to send their children to school. I bring to the attention of all parents at this point that the security of all schools is given priority and the police and the 3 armed forces have implemented all measures to ensure the security of school children. We request all parents to send their children to school tomorrow without any fear. Though unrest situations arose in several areas, the Tri-Forces and the police controlled such situations and brought justice to all those involved in such violent activities. The Tri-Forces and the police have implemented a special joint security program to ensure such unrest situations will not take place in the future. We confirmed that it was safe by placing trust in the security forces of Sri Lanka. If the security forces did not provide any assurance of the security condition in the country, we would not reopen schools, even if it was for 6 months. It was after an assurance from the Tri-Forces, the police and all intelligence units that we decided to reopen schools. However, many were against this. As politicians, we must do the right thing. The government is currently planning to implement several security measures, such as installing CCTV cameras in schools. We are trying our best to hold term exams on time and looking into ways on how to cover the syllabus during the limited time frame. We might have to consider the reduction of holidays during the month of August, or we might have to consider having classes during the weekends. I will discuss these matters with the heads of the Education Ministry and arrive at a decision.
The Criminal Investigations Department has probed into former Defence Secretary Hemasiri Fernando and IGP Pujit Jayasundara, who has been sent on permanent leave. According to the police, the investigation will be carried out under the consultancy of Attorney General Vapula de Oliveira. The duo has been alleged of not taking action on the April 21st attacks, even after receiving intelligence information. Also in local news, security forces conducted raids in several areas across the island today.
Security forces discovered approximately 5,000 SIM cards near the Maoya stream in Kochikade, Nigambo this morning. The items were seized after a group of children informed the Venapur police in this regard. Security forces inspected an empty plot of land in Paramulle Yampara this morning. The inspection was conducted after interrogating a youth who was arrested in Kalmunay. It has been revealed that the suspect had maintained close links with Saharan. During the inspection, security forces discovered approximately 30 CDs, while 4 suspects were arrested for further questioning.
Meanwhile, orders have been given to detain and interrogate. The suspect was employed in Parliament for a period of 90 days. Police media spokesperson made the following remarks in this regard.
නෑගල පොලිස් සසමේ අලකොළ දෙනිය ප්‍රදේශයේ පොල්ලිඩමක යම් පිරිසක් පුහුණු
We first received information that a group of unknown individuals had conducted training camps inside the coconut estate located in the Alakoladenia area in Kurunagala. The Kurunagala police commenced investigations into this matter. 3 suspects were arrested on the 9th of May. During the preliminary stage of investigations, the apprehended suspects included a participant and a lecturer of the training program and the owner of the coconut estate. These 3 suspects were produced before courts and will be remanded until the 24th of May. During interrogation and further investigation, another suspect was arrested on the 18th of May to obtain information regarding the incident and the links between the other suspects. The suspect arrested on the 18th of May is a resident of Alawatugoda, Mawatuwala and an officer at the Parliament of Sri Lanka. He is currently remanded and being interrogated regarding certain activities, including being involved in conducting a training camp. Accordingly, the Kurunagala police has arrested a total of 6 individuals. 3 of the 6 apprehended have been produced before courts and currently been remanded. The remaining 3 are currently being held and interrogated.
අනිත් දෙනා මේ වන විට කුරුණෑගල පොලිස් ස්ථානයේ රඳවා තබාගෙන විමර්ශන.
The Yuthukama Forum convened a media briefing today. Views were expressed regarding the no-confidence motion against the government that is to be brought forward by the JVP.
I think they can bring a no-confidence motion, but the question is whether they can win the no-confidence motion. That is because of the number of votes needed. Various political parties present various things for fame. I was also inspecting both the sides. As citizens, we are happy that a no-confidence motion is being brought forward, but practically, it cannot be approved. Venerable L.A. Gunuwansatero also spoke about foreign intervention. There is China from one side, there is the United States of America from another, there is India, and then there is Saudi Arabia. All these countries are trying to invade us. The foreign minister is also in the United States. We do not know what is included in any of these agreements.
The
19th Amendment is responsible for the current situation of the country. We have not seen politicians, both of the ruling and opposition parties, presenting any legal framework or proposal to correct the course of the country. Reprimanding the others will not suffice. I think they can bring a no confidence motion, but the question is whether they can win the no confidence motion. That is because of the number of votes needed. Various political parties present various things for fame. I was also inspecting both the sides. As citizens, we are happy that a no confidence motion is being brought forward, but practically it cannot be approved. Venerable L.A. Gunuwansatero also spoke about foreign intervention. There is China from one side, there is the United States of America from another, there is India, and then there is Saudi Arabia. All these countries are trying to invade us. The foreign minister is also in the United States. We do not know what is included in any of these agreements. The 19th Amendment is responsible for the current situation of the country. We have not seen politicians, both of the ruling and opposition parties.
The 188th and 189th model villages constructed under the Samata Sevana housing program were vested with the public by Minister of Housing, Construction and Cultural Affairs, Sajid Premadasa.
The model villages have been named Sandasisilagama and Sivarajagama. The minister presented housing deeds for 37 beneficiaries of the housing scheme in line with the event. Who are the creators and fathers of this situation? There is only a small number of people involved in terrorism. We will capture them and destroy terrorism. We will not leave room for terrorism. We will not follow democracy when dealing with terrorists. We will take strict actions against terrorists. This is my pledge to you.
දැඩිම තීන්දුව తీරන අරගෙන මේ රටෙන් ත්‍රස්තවාදය අපි තුරන් කරනවාමයි කියන එක ඒ ප්‍රතිඥාව සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස ලබා දෙනවායි කියලා මම මේ අවස්ථාවේ ඔබලට ප්‍රකාශ.
3 people have been arrested for allegedly recording footage near the Ratnapura town. Due to the delay in inspecting their houses, a tense situation arose opposite the Ratnapura police station last night.
3 people who were recording footage of Vesak decoration and temples in Ratnapura town and its surrounding areas were handed over to the police by a group of locals. They were 25 years in age. Subsequently, locals requested the police to inspect the houses of the apprehended individuals. However, due to the delayed response from the police, a tense situation was reported opposite the Ratnapura police station. Our correspondent said that the Sri Lanka Army and police subsequently took steps to inspect the houses of the arrested individuals. The law enforcement unit of the Ratnapura police station is conducting further investigations into this matter.
Residents of the Randia Uena apartment complex protested last night in front of a police post situated nearby. Residents charged that officers from the police post had assaulted a youth residing in the apartment complex at around 7 p.m. A tense situation arose after residents gathered up near the police post. Police media spokesperson's office said that the police took action to chase away a number of motorcycles which caused public nuisance. Police further stated that no person was arrested in connection to the incident. A body of a youth who was reported missing was discovered inside the vehicle he was travelling this evening in the Godavilla Canal in Polga-Sovita.
The individual has been identified as 29-year-old Lahiru Samarasinghe, who was a resident of Sri Vishnu Kovil Road in Dehiwala. His parents have lodged a complaint at the Kohuwala police yesterday that Lahiru Samarasinghe had been missing after he had left the house for a birthday party on the 17th. The body of the youth was discovered inside his vehicle in the canal that is near the Pol Ovita Heraliyavala Hotel, where the birthday party was held after a resident informed the police that the vehicle had veered off into the canal. Based on information, operations were carried out by the Kahathatudua police by using divers in search of the vehicle and the body. The vehicle was taken out at around 3:30 p.m. today before the Casbah acting magistrate Sunetra Pereira. Then, the vehicle and the body were identified by the parents. The body of the deceased youth has been taken to the Kalabovila Teaching Hospital and the vehicle is currently under the custody of the Kahathatudua police. According to the police, the youth had left the hotel premises on the following day at about 12:30 noon. Investigations are underway to ascertain the cause of death.
Minister of Education Akila Viraj Karyavasam expressed these views regarding a media expose of corruption at the Education Ministry.
I saw a report that there was a corruption that took place in the Suraksha insurance scheme, and the Minister Kabir and I did these things. They said that the TAB project will cost 5 to 6 billion. Only 3.5 billion has been allocated for AB schools for the TAB project. We have reduced the disaster that was going to happen. Ask about this from our ministry officials. I am being attacked. This is wrong. We brought this to the cabinet and this was done with the approval of the cabinet.
The Presidential Commission to inquire into allegations of fraud and corruption at government institutions is the best possible place for the Minister of Education to prove the people that the ministry has acted in the correct manner when it comes to the TAB computer project and the Suraksha insurance scheme. The complaint regarding the Suraksha insurance scheme at the Presidential Commission has been lodged by none other than a member of the United National Party, of which Minister Akila Viraj Karyavasam is the General Secretary. The said member of the UNP presenting evidence before the Commission not once but twice has said that a misappropriation of millions had taken place when the Suraksha insurance scheme was launched. The same UNP member has lodged another complaint at the Commission that the subject minister has wasted a substantial amount of money by printing his image on textbooks. Though the Ministry of Education and the Sri Lanka Insurance Corporation exchanged agreements claiming that a fund with 100 million rupees has been established with the commission money received from the first phase of the Suraksha insurance, the existence of an account for that fund still remains a mystery. It was an additional secretary of the Ministry of Education in charge of procurement who made a complaint regarding the foul nature of the project to distribute tablet computers among advanced level students and teachers. It was the Minister of Education who presented a document before the cabinet to increase the monetary allocation of the said project from 5 billion rupees allocated from the 2017 budget to 6.78 billion rupees. The minister's actions are questionable when steps were taken by him to enroll 3,888 sports instructors to school by ignoring the sports units of the ministry, using the approval granted by the Public Services Commission to enroll sports instructors to 353 national schools.
We'd like to apologize for the minor technical glitch we experienced a short while ago. However, let's once again take a look at the views expressed at the media briefing organized by the Yuthukama Forum.
The 19th Amendment is responsible for the current situation of the country. We have not seen politicians, both of the ruling and opposition parties, presenting any legal framework or proposal to correct the course of the country. Reprimanding the others will not suffice. This is not the first instance where the flaws in the 19th Amendment to the Constitution have been highlighted. The current situation in the country, like in the past, clearly brings out the flawed nature of the 19th Amendment. Politicians who claim to be behind the 19th Amendment, such as TNA parliamentarian M.A. Sumandiran and UNP parliamentarian Dr. Jayampati Wickramaratne, are now nowhere to be found. They remain silent after dragging the country into chaos.